Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, you worried about the effects of 5G radiation? Well, let me introduce you to the affiliate of this video. They're called EMF Harmonized, and they filter out the harmful RF waves that actually damage our DNA. Kids are also more susceptible to the RF waves than adults are. And what they do is EMFs clump together red blood cells and cause lots of problems. This technology prevents that. And as you can see, they have products for your phone, your tablet and your computer, as well as your body. You can actually buy these for your body. So if you'd like to help a fellow truther and help me out as well, please check out the affiliate link down below. They also actually have a video showing you the red blood cells, how they clump together with 5G radiation, and how this technology protects you from that. Okay guys, if you're interested, check out the affiliate link below. Thanks guys. Hey guys, it is 8:06 AM here in Australia on the 10th of December 2020. It is Thursday morning and it is sunny at the moment. But funnily enough, it's summer over here in Australia, and the next few days we're going to get 14 maximum during the day where I am. So that's pretty cool for this time of year. Now, yesterday there was a drop on the board, and this is the post. It was just led to a YouTube clip. Okay, so get ready for your ears. I'm going to try and make the sound pretty even throughout this video, but sometimes you can't really gauge how loud or how soft you need to put certain videos. Okay.
We've got the right to choose it. There ain't
We are not going to take it. So there you go from that. Now let's go over to Twitter and find what the latest is here. From ANON4CUE at Danny Lee 444-75601. Yes, Virginia, there are consequences for making threats against people of opposing political views. On the flip side, she should be sitting in jail. And this from the Bias News. Just in, Michigan State Representative Cynthia Johnson stripped of her assignments and under investigation for her threats against Trump supporters posted on social media yesterday night or last night. And this is the video in question. I'm sure a lot of you people have seen this. If not, it will be the second link, no, the first link below. It's the first, yep, it'll be the first one. Okay, this one from N1 Nasty One at One Nasty. How many Western countries do you know that had a Prime Minister that speaks Chinese? 1. Australia, and his name is Kevin Rudd. Australia is one country that has sold off to China. I'm being attacked tonight by Chinese spies. I wonder why. I'm not scared. So, and something else too. How China has infiltrated is they send students to other countries who are then honey traps and infiltrators and spies. So, and they're doing it to every country, guys, not just Australia and the US. It's, you'll see anyway, from the White House, at the White House, President Donald Trump signed an executive order to ensure that the American people are first in line for the United States government vax, developed or procured using taxpayer resources. Now, this doesn't mean what it says. This, he's not going to vaccinate it. The vaccination is the military against the deep state. Okay, from this one from Rise Up Melbourne, at Rise Up Melbourne. More evidence is piling up. The PCR circus continues. Cambridge University tested 9,000 students, all previously positive, were retested and found all to be false positives. This is happening worldwide. They're using these fictitious numbers to lock down and mandate new laws. And this is in response to Julia Hartley Brewer at Julia HB1. This is quite something. Of all the positive COVID tests of the 9,000 plus students at Cambridge University tested in the week to 6th of December, every single one was found to be a false positive after a second test. That's not conjecture, that's Cambridge's own data. This is exposing everything. From Chinese spies to universities to companies to, we're just seeing everything come out now. And James Woods is back on Twitter at Real James Woods. 400,000 Chinese students come to the US each year. And Pompeo warns of Chinese threat to US colleges, says many basically, what do they do? Bought by Beijing. Oh, let's pause that. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on Wednesday highlighted the danger China poses to both security and free speech on US college campuses, warning that many US colleges are basically bought by Beijing and that they censor themselves to avoid upsetting the communist regime. Pompeo warned that the Chinese regime is poisoning the well of our higher education institutions for its own ends, and that they delegate our freedom and American national security. If we don't educate ourselves, if we are not honest about what is taking place, we'll get schooled by Beijing. Top diplomats said that many American scholars have been lured into its recruitment programs and they are paid to do research in or for China, while others are easy targets for their anti-American messaging due to their own anti-American bias. While one might expect that scholars and administrators would be up in arms about Chinese interference, Pompeo said the opposite is true and colleges engage in self-censorship. Whoa, okay.
The traditional public...
I must have clicked on something. We see it too seldom, but why do schools censor themselves? They often do it out of fear of offending China, he said, adding that the Massachusetts Institute of Technology wasn't interested in having him make the remarks on its campus. He said that while censorship is often purportedly done for politically correct reasons, he doubted that is the real reason. We see too often on American campuses that the silence and censorship driven by the Chinese Communist Party usually boils down to something far less idealistic. So many of our colleges are bought by Beijing, he said. Pompeo cited instances where universities reportedly refused to defend their students due to multi-million-dollar deals with China. What more bad decisions will schools make because they're hooked on Communist Party cash, he asked. He made a distinction between the Chinese government and innocent Chinese students who are often the victims of the government's repression. He noticed that 400,000 Chinese students come to the US each year. American students talk about safe spaces as shelter from ideas they dislike. Chinese students need safe spaces to learn of ideas that they love. What a stark contrast, he said. Earlier in the speech, he noted the case of Professor Fi-Ling Wang, who was held in China by security, who quizzed him for his time teaching at West Point. The lesson I think we can take away from this is clear. The Chinese Communist Party wants what we have, and they'll do whatever they must do to take it and get it. They will steal our stuff, they will pressure critics of the Chinese Communist Party to keep quiet. They'll do whatever it takes, he said. The remarks come as part of a continued aggressive approach to China from the Trump administration, including in relation to college campuses, where the US earlier this year designated the Confucius Institute US Center as a Chinese foreign mission. Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe recently told Fox News that China intends to dominate economically, militarily, and technologically, and is the only country capable of challenging American supremacy across the board. That message was echoed by Pompeo, who said Chinese leader Xi Jinping is seeking to make China a top power abroad and to build high-tech repressive state like the world has never seen, while building up the People's Liberation Army, manipulating international organisations, and engaging in vast influence campaigns abroad. So that is the end of that one. And Pepe's Army of Frogs says at Redwave WWG1 is replying to RE5IGAM. This is what I got in military time. The post 1400 timestamp of tweet 1400 EST. What is the common theme when bad news is about to break against them? Stay vigilant. Time to execute. Okay, the hard part for us is having to wait for the public to know what we've known for a very long time. There is no bigger threat to them than the public being awake and thinking for themselves. Why are we here? I wanted to read that because, especially the first bit, the hard part is for us is having to wait for the public to wake up and see what's going on. But they are. I can see people waking up all over the place. This one from Liberty Times and Politics. This is interesting. US positioning naval vessels off east and west coasts. Massive troop movements in continental US. The 5th of the 12th. 25 C-17 aircraft were in skies over USA, carrying troops and equipment from around the nation, going to Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada. And there's other things in there. I will put all the links in the pinned comments so that you can look at these for yourself. Also Saturday, no fewer than 12 C-130 aircraft were also on the move, also all heading into Nellis. Sunday, locals on and around Nellis reported the base was swarming with soldiers and Marines, also reported seeing a vast array of land fighting vehicles coming out of cargo aircraft. Given these new naval deployments at the very large sudden movement of troops into Nellis Air Force Base, one gets the impression that the United States is preparing to defend its homeland from actual invasion. Hint, that may actually be the case. Word in intelligence circles says that if the Supreme thing, because we're not allowed to mention this anymore, YouTube have just changed it to terms of service again to say you're not allowed to talk about the I'll call them reselections to try and avoid an algorithm here. Okay. Says if the court voids any or all of the November 3rd election due to massive fraud and violations of the US Constitution, with changes to election laws, the law extension of voting for weeks in violation of 3 U.S.C. 1 and 2, the Democrats are planning on asking the United Nations to invade to depose Trump as a dictator. Also, word within intelligence circles that states of California, Oregon and Washington plus New York might actually try to secede from the Union if Trump gets 4 more years, and may need to be forcibly brought back under US control the same way renegade southern states were handled back in the 1860s Civil War. Liberty Times and Politics note, truth warriors and freedom patriots have turned the world as it was known upside down. Don't fear. This one from Pauline Hanson, China's Inner Circle Influence. So this will show you how it goes from the US, and it happens in our country too. A Chinese Communist Party expert has been filmed boasting about Beijing's influence at the top of America's core inner circle and welcoming Joe Biden's election win as a return to power for the traditional political elite. And that is our Pauline Hanson. Good letter. And there is a mainstream news article in there, but you can read it for yourself because I've got a lot to get through. From Pepe Lives Matter at Pepe Matter. The Vatican is entering into a global alliance with the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. Conspiracy theories become more relevant by the minute. Dark to light. We are seeing them expose themselves at every turn. And this from Disclosed TV. Just in, Vatican enters into global alliance with Rothschilds, Rockefeller and Ford Foundation, MasterCard, BOA and others through the new Council for Inclusive Capitalism to create a more inclusive, sustainable and trusted economic system. The enemy is making a major mistake by rushing into their reset plan so early. This will backfire and people will turn to God en masse because their evil intent is being revealed like never before. Biblical. So we'll see what happens around this. They are being pushed. They had, I think, China had the idea of getting America by 2040. Now they're forced to try and do it this year. So when they're going to, they normally do it like very slow step, so you don't notice what's happening. Like it's just a license for this. It's just a vaccination for that, you know. But all these things happen very, very slow. They creep in so most people don't notice. But what they're being forced to do right now is to push it all at once, and people are noticing. And I think this was the plan all along. This one from Ian Miles Chong. Secret military documents. Trudeau invited Chinese troops to train at Canadian military bases. Now this man here, he's a threat to all Commonwealth countries for doing this. Any country who does this, and if Australia's doing it too, then the politicians allowing it are also pretty much enemies of the people. Praying Medic. At Praying Medic, the Federal Trade Commission, along with attorneys general from 48 states, sue Facebook to unwind Instagram and WhatsApp acquisitions. So they're trying to unwind what Facebook is doing by buying up all these companies. I'm pretty sure the same thing's going to happen with Google and YouTube and the rest of them. From Donald Trump Jr., so Rep Swalwell, who spent years saying I was an agent of Russia, was literally sleeping with a Chinese spy at the time. You can't make this stuff up. How can this compromised individual, moron, continue to sit on an intelligence committee? And he was responding to this. Rich, the People's Pundit, at the People's Pundit. The Russian collusion conspiracy. Eric Swalwell, pushed without evidence for years, certainly benefited China. It was used to attack the one leader who wasn't owned by them. Not to mention the country was focused on a once but now waning superpower instead of the threat, China. And here he is with Christine Fang. She was a honeypot. Sent in to get swole like this. Okay, from the Deep State Exposed at Deep State Expose. Margaret Keenan, 90, is the first person in the world to be vaccinated, except she's been dead since 2008 with funeral service records. It's from Sky News, and you can visit that yourself. I won't play that here. Okay, this one from Department of Defence. At Department of Defence, green means go. A US Navy sailor signals to a Seahawk helicopter aboard USS Princeton in the Arabian Sea. I just found that one very interesting. Green means go. It's about to go. It's about to happen, guys. I'm telling you now. Hang on to your hats. Please don't be scared. If you get scared, just pray. Just keep praying if you're scared, honestly. Watch, eyes open, watch everything around you. This one from Malcolm Roberts at M. Roberts, Queensland. Cheap, reliable hydrocarbon fuels has led to the greatest improvement in human progress in the last 150 years. One Nation supports Senator Rennick's proposal to extend the Kogan Creek coal power plant. His proposal is good for Queensland and good for Australia. And hydrocarbon, hydro, water. Now that would be good. And people have invented water-powered cars, or they've changed their car from a petrol run to a water run car. And every time they did that, car companies bought it up, or the oil companies, they bought it up and hid it. They buried it. And can you imagine how much they've done that with? Like how many things have been invented? That's why we haven't got any Einsteins and that anymore. There are people out there smart enough to invent things, but everything they do, they get bought out by huge conglomerates and they get buried, hidden, so people don't know. Okay, from Q Patriots, stuff is about to get ugly. Prepare for POTUS Twitter removal. Just be prepared for anything. That's all I can say, because we can theorise all these things, but we've just really got to kind of wait it out and see. Straight Shooter 3086 at Goal Kicking Guru. If Woolworths ban cash, then everyone should fill their trolley to the brim and leave it in the aisle or at the cash register and walk out. Repacking shelves with 400, 500 trolleys of mixed products every day should send them a message, because that's what they're thinking of doing here. Now the employees get paid for their shift work, isn't it? Yeah, but it still would if everyone kept doing it over and over again. They'd pretty much learn their lesson. And if no one's buying anything and just leaving trolleys at the checkout. Because they're still going to have people who go there with their cards, who aren't awake, trying to buy stuff. So they'd have to fight all the trolleys in line as well. So to make it difficult, if that's what they do to us, they make things so difficult that we are forced one way or another. How about we turn it? Okay, this one from CJ Truth, at CJ Truth. This is not about Republican versus Democrat. This is about preserving our way of life. If America falls, the world falls. Patriots on guard. And I don't know if you know this, but Trump is not R or D. And neither are most of us, because both sides are corrupt. And most of us know this, and it's the same here in Australia. It's the same everywhere, actually. Every country, we're all facing exactly the same problems. And it was meant to be this way because this is what world domination looks like. Okay, from DJT. I mean, on China's side, we just want everyone to be free. On Trump's side, everyone wants to be free. Or you've got the China side. Oh, and you've got people in the middle, of course, You're allowed to be wherever you want to be, guys. This is all part of it, and we're all waking up at our own pace. And okay, this from Donald J. Trump. Germany has consistently been used by my obnoxious critics as the country that we should follow and the way to handle the virus. So much for that argument. I love Germany. Vaccines on the way. And again, there is a message here. Germany. He loves Germany. Okay, Germany, guys, in Germany. Merkel. Vaccine against Merkel. It's on the way, okay? Hang in there, guys. Hang in. It's going to happen. Okay. Q Patriot. What if all that you see is a movie? Because that is exactly what is going on. I'm starting to see it more and more. And that's why I'm not rushing for news or other than just to let you know what's going on. I don't have to be the first in breaking stories. It doesn't worry me. Because what I can see is this is all happening for a reason. And it's to wake people up. And everything's being exposed. And the more you sort of sit back and have a look at it, and every now and then I'm probably going to end up taking a day off here and there over the next week, because I do have my grandchildren again on the weekend, or one of them at least. I'll see how I go, and I will try to upload, but if I can't, because what happens when my grandchildren are here is I want to spend time with them and not on the internet. So I tend to jump off, and even though I listen to YouTube a lot when they're not here, even that is cut right down, and I can't listen to everything because there's things that they say that I can't play in front of my grandchildren. So I'll just turn everything off until they go again. But we'll see how we go. And that was 2 grandchildren, and they're both boys, and they're at that stage where, because they're always together, they fight a lot. So that's why I'm taking one this weekend to see how we go, the one that misses Nanny the most. As most of you know, I lived with my grandchildren for a while, so yeah, the little one's coming back for the weekend. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you probably didn't want to know that, but anyway. Oh, there are people here that do listen and do care. I just got some great comments last video. Some people don't have a sense of humour with my pronunciation. Oh, those medical terms. Anyway, okay. At least I've got a sense of humour over it, and most people did. 3 days, 3 nights. 100% of voter fraud events help Biden. Normally when they commit crimes, they steal from both parties for plausible deniability. Yet they didn't set up Trump. This makes me feel we witnessed a legal military op where they were allowed to cheat to expose China and Soros. This one from Q+++ at Sparkle Doc Awake. Bad actors being forced to be really bad actors for lighter sentencing. So the ones that are pushing really hard are probably and doing really bad things are doing it because they're told if they expose themselves on their own, they will get a lighter sentence, or, expose themselves publicly, they'll get a lighter sentence. Those who deny the whole way are going to get the worst. Okay, from 3 days and 3 nights again. If the court treats the Constitution like it's not real by ignoring it for political reasons, then by logical reasoning, the SCOTUS is signalling that they are illegitimate since they are allowed to exist by the same Constitution they've rejected. Do you see how much is being exposed? As another thing, it still makes me think of that last president. That book that was written before, and Baron Trump's fantastic journey or amazing journey or something. 2 books written a long time ago. Very, very strange. Okay, Tim Young. So, YouTube updated their policies just in time to remove videos of anyone who would discuss the reselection court cases that are happening right now. Nothing to see here. Everybody move along. Ah, yes. So, oh, just banged my elbow on the wall. Oh, dear. Okay, guys. Anyway. C3. I never used to be clumsy. Anyone else notice BLM completely disappear after the election? Another scam. Yeah, they were only bought out for that time to cause trouble. It's exactly why they were there. And they were being paid to do so. It'll be Antifa again next. You watch. Antifa's... Are they the ones that are going to come now? Or is it just going to be their private armies full on? You know they have private armies, the deep state. Okay, the oath with SSG Mo at OathMo. Just had a Facebook friend post this in comments minutes ago. F-16 just crashed near Stevens Lake, Michigan. I cannot verify or confirm yet via web search anyone else know or heard of this. Let's see if anyone did hear. It is just one based out of Wisconsin. ANG crashed Michigan. Not good news about the pilot yet. No comms from the pilot. Beacon not pinging either. Prayers, guys. And as you know, as I read earlier, there's a lot of military action going on. Okay, this one from Corey Lynn at Corey's Digs. The biggest evil of all has always been the never-ending attempts at stripping away people's belief in and ability to heal themselves. Enter Big Pharma, politicians, Big Gov, media, scientists, universities, on and on. They lie, steal, cheat, and even murder to conceal their desires to keep you unhealthy while lining their greedy pockets. Yes, because Big Pharma cannot make money off healthy people. And when Big Pharma make money, politicians make money, big government makes money, media, scientists, universities, and on and on. They fund more than I think we know. From Lynn Wood. Number one, I believe Americans need to understand and accept that the CCP is not our friend. CCP is evil and ruthless. CCP wants our land to grow food, explains massive land purchases in Africa in these recent years, but America is the breadbasket. They have also done this in Australia. CCP's publicly stated goal of taking over US first by 2049 in 1996. Target moved to 2030 because Hillary lost and Trump won. The target date may now be 2020. Soros stated at Davos 2020 there would be one world government by 2021. Problem is Trump. Events of 2020 only make sense if viewed as steps leading to a colour revolution. Critical in coming weeks to embrace that we are one country with one primary goal, freedom. We need to trust Trump, even if you believe Biden won. Trump is our president until the 20th of January 21. Unify. And that was Linwood at L. Linwood. Around the world. Okay, this was really interesting. This website here. Oh, should I play the video? I'm going to do it without sound. Hang on, guys. Okay, what they're showing here is like events all around the world. Just events, right? And I looked at this website yesterday. They're showing earthquakes and other events, okay? But keep watching because this gets really, really interesting. Some of these things, when they click on them, are explosions. And it actually says explosions and like floods. It's everything. Just events going on around the world. And where is it? Explosion, there you go. North America. Where was the other one? Nebraska. Omaha, Nebraska. Explosion. An explosion. Venezuela, critical infrastructure disruption. Well, it flicked that one so quick I missed it. They're all over the world, guys, and this is a website you can go to, and there's a lot of earthquakes at... there's another explosion in the Netherlands. Earthquakes at all different depths, but a lot of 10 and 2. Oh, it even shows you weather events around the world. Another explosion in Africa. What else have we got here? Middle East, non-categorized event. Unusual geological event in Egypt. Flash flood in Kuwait. Flood in Bashir. I think it was. Afghanistan, a terror attack. Oh, wind. Oh, yep. Cyclones and hurricanes, and it shows you the whole world though, and it's HISZ or Z .rsoe.hu. Oh, okay, I'll put the link down below. I'll just look it up myself, and I'll put it down below. It's easier that way, because I will get people asking me for the link for it. Okay, this one from Big Friendly German at Fearless BFG. Federal elections should be demanded now, Australia-wide, AU revolution. Red Pill Crusade. When the US election fraud scandal resolves, Trump is inaugurated and the truth about Smartmatic Dominion software is widely known. People in every country will demand fresh elections resulting in sudden purge of criminal globalist occupied governments worldwide. This is a planetary revolution. Great awakening. That's what it's all about. Yes, and this lady, we know she's being investigated. She's been suspended at the very least, but she should be in jail. Okay, Mayor Ted Wheeler at Ted Wheeler. I'm authorising the Portland Police to use all lawful means to end the illegal occupation on North Mississippi Avenue and to hold those violating our community's laws accountable. There will be no autonomous zone in Portland. Good. I'm glad someone stood up. And from Jack Posobiec, the CCP just arrested one of Hong Kong's most prominent Catholics, and Pope Francis is silent. Oh, that's interesting. Always hit that button. Donald J. Trump. NASDAQ and S&P close at all-time highs. Congratulations. So don't worry, it won't. The economy will not fall. There is another kind of economy running side by side with this one at the moment, and they're just waiting for the right time to switch it all over. We're going back to the gold standard, and I don't think it will be crypto. I really don't think it'll have anything to do with crypto. I think maybe the banking will be on the blockchain, but I don't think our cash will be. But anyway, that's just my opinion. And I'll agree to disagree with you if you think differently. So it's just from everything I've looked at and everything I've seen. This one from Ron at CodeMonkeyZ. December the 9th at 2020 at 0227 UTC. Location: Munising, Michigan, near Sawyer, Vore, DME, Saw... Hang on, what are all these? Beginning date and time, 9th of December. Ending date and time, 10th of December. Reason for Nottingham, temporary flight restrictions. Type, hazards. Oh, okay. This could go with the... 82nd Airborne yesterday on Facebook. Final preparations today for Devil Storm. The morning started with the combined arms rehearsal, the brigade walking through of the planned operation, during which company, battery, troop commanders along with sustainment leaders briefed the team on the base plan of executing the mission. The day closes out with sustained airborne training for all paratroopers who will be jumping into the fight. The storm is upon us. Watch, it unfolds this week. Oh. Okay, well, let's see. I'm taking everything with a grain of salt, and when it happens, then we know. For normies, a NOTAM is a notice containing information essential to personnel concerned with flight operations but not known far enough in advance to be publicised by other means. It states the abnormal status of a component of the national airspace system. Wow. Okay, and this because people believe that we are where we are because of capitalism. No, where we are where we are because of crony capitalism or oligarchies, really. Because free market capitalism does not involve heavy-handed governmental intervention. Quite the opposite. I don't think you know what capitalism is. I don't want to assume malice nor stupidity, so I'll assume ignorance. Because it's not. We are not living in capitalism, even. It's worse than that. They changed it into, I think it's democracy, to be honest. They changed it when we weren't looking, when we didn't know. It's one of those slow steps into this whole Agenda 21. They keep doing it. And it comes from every direction. Okay. Dr. Russell McGregor, get your head around the sheer thoroughness of this article by TGP. We have it all. Huge. We caught them. Conspiracy revealed, third suspect in GA suitcase scandal. Also the same man who spoke to reporters on water main break. And that's because the water main break they said happened didn't. It was like a toilet overflowing in a different building or something. It wasn't even a water event. Okay, from Avi Yamini. Spoiler alert, governments don't lock you up for your own good. Definitely not. Okay, Joey Saladino Show fan, Saladino Show. Breaking, FBI raid Arizona home in voter data theft investigation. They seized 8 hard drives, 3 computers and a bag of USB sticks. Interesting. And this from Darla Shine at Darla Shine. Dr. Fauci just said on CNN that you may still be infectious if you have COVID after having the vaccine. What on earth is the point of this vaccine? Good morning. Okay, and this to end, is it going to end off? No, I think, okay. I'm going to play this for you because this is another uplifting video from a soldier that I thought we definitely needed to hear this. Okay, hang on one sec.
Hey, someone said you needed a friend today. Alright, someone said that you were down but you were not out. Someone said that I need to come and speak to you and tell you that you're still in the fight and there's a battle. I'm supposed to come help you fight, so I wanted to tell you to get up. I want to tell you to stand. Come on, put your gear on. We still have a fight to win. I want to tell you that you're in a battle for your life right now, and I want to tell you I got your back. I have your 6, and as long as I'm here, you're not fighting alone. I want you to tell you, come on, walk with me. Even if you got to lean on my shoulder, I'll tell you I got you. I want you to keep firing your weapon. I want you to keep shooting, and I want you to stay in the fight, because I need you, and I won't leave you. I'm going to be by your side the whole time. I'm going to be fighting. I'm going to be throwing lead for you. I'm going to be fighting with you. I'm going to be there the whole time, and I ask that you just stay with me. So get up, and let's go.
How good was that? Okay, from Yutsava, accurate. At Yutsava 4 it's called. Okay, looks like a lady. Yes. Okay, forget about cryptos. Simple as that. I don't think it's gonna, it's not gonna be there. Okay, from RE5IGAM. So, POTUS talks about Rudy Giuliani and the importance of what he's doing now. Meanwhile, FLOTUS unveils new tennis court pavilion while calling it a private space and thanking the talented craftsmen. Military intelligence, no media, no leaks. To anyone who thinks they have insider information, just remember this. Military intelligence, no media, no leaks. Okay, this one from Ron at Code Monkey Z again. He's replying to Kyle Becker, who says, Georgia, we've scanned 113,130. We've adjudicated over 106. Adjudication is a Dominion override function that is meant for a marginal number of ballots, not over 100,000. This is shocking. And Ron says, votes can be flipped in the adjudication process. If two poll workers agree, the intent of the voter is wrong. Oh, that's not good. Adjudicated ballots should be reviewed, but Dominion reps were caught on camera mass approving without review. And this from Lauren Bobert, at Lauren Bobert. The first three words of the Constitution are, we the people, not we the government. Yeah, it's we the people, of the people, we the people, for the people, by the people. Yeah. Something like that. You know the thing. Joe Biden, you know the thing. Oh. Okay, from Melissa Tate at the right, Melissa. 11,000 overvotes in Arizona. That means 11,000 more people voted than there are registered voters. Oh, we cannot even get Republicans there to remove these votes off the 2020 count. Think about that. Okay, from We the Inevitable. Based on the last 4 years of evidence, teachers should be required to take a lie detector test on communism, pedophilia, and liberalism before becoming teachers, as well as a psych test to determine if they should be allowed anywhere near kids. Would you agree? Because I would. But honestly, I think we're better off homeschooling you. It's the only way to teach your children your own values. Unless they just get taught like maths and that's it. No chatting about climate change and this and that and other things, like they've just got to just basically, or everyone needs to homeschool their children, which I think will end up happening anyway in the end. Or you'll get little communities with a lady who teaches them just the basics, or a man or whoever who teaches them just the basics. But they do need to be vetted. Okay, from Candace Owens. Ilhan Omar's husband received $635,000 in the virus bailout money. She also paid him $2.25 million this year. Remember this next time AOC or Ilhan rail against corporations pretending to represent the poor. They are all liars, getting rich while you suffer. And that's exactly it. Okay, Georgia. Okay, from Ron Code Monkey Z again. Georgia hearing on whether Powell's Kraken lawsuit will be able to forensically analyse machines in Cobb, Gwinnett, Cherokee starts in the next few hours. Big shout out to the Dominion Watch guys on the ground keeping Georgia honest. And this, last two now, Scott Fishman at Scott Fishman says, now, the calm before the storm. It's about to break. It's probably broken while I'm making this video. And Anna Kraken. This is going to be the most exciting week of your life. Buckle up. God wins. One more before we go. From Awakened Outlaw. At Awakened Outlaw. When do you suppose leftists are going to start asking themselves why so damn many of us are absolutely confident in the impending announcement that Trump won the election? When do you think they're going to start questioning? I think very shortly. If not, they'll be shown. Anyway, guys, okay, I hope you have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I will talk to you very soon. Okay, guys, bye.